are back, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. I think we just had an internet issue, so no harm, no foul. We are back, and just like we never left, I have progressed in this guacamole, and we are moving forward, guys. We are moving forward. I've been stirring. They've been fixing internet. So I hope you guys are back. We're just going to continue our conversation. I believe I was answering some questions. I think that you guys had some questions, but the issue is it is in the it's in the other chat. So maybe somebody can pull up some of the questions unless you got some fresh ones. But I did want to answer. I saw they were there. I was in the middle of some. So thank you guys for coming back. I think we're all fixed. We're all good. Nothing's buffering. Nothing's crazy. All right, green light. Sometimes we just need a little reboot in life. All right, guys, I've been tasting this guac, and let's go. We are almost there. I cut up some more cilantro. Trust me, in a few minutes, these tomatoes are going to be added in there, okay? All right, Melinda, what's my Bible study routine? When I get up in the morning, I try to let God be the first thing. I think we're ready, guys. He used to be the first thing. My mother always taught me, don't get out the bed unless I am praying first. I acknowledge him first. And he is the first thing. He gets the tithe of my day. I don't typically have a routine where it's like, okay, at 5 a.m., I get up and pray, and then I do X, Y, and Z. I don't necessarily have that routine because everybody's life is different. Sometimes I don't go to bed until 2 or 3 a.m. If I go to bed late, I'll wake up at 6 or 7, and then I'll start my day. But I do not. Hey, Georgia from Sweden. Oh, my gosh. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad you're here. We were just talking about, somebody asked me what's my Bible reading routine. I just make sure that throughout the day, if I get time, I'm reading my Bible, or a scripture may come to me, or if I read it, I'm a bit of a nerd. Like, I can't do those. I try to do those daily devotionals. It just doesn't work for me because I can't just read the Bible for face value, move on. I actually have to be like, what does that mean? What does the Hebrew say in this? I don't want to get a misunderstanding of God's word. So when on Sundays, when I don't work, that's my one day I don't work is Sundays. I'll be in my she shed, and I'm doing my my carpentry. I play around doing that, and I also have my Bible on. So I'll listen to the audio Bible throughout the day normally. And then when I have time, I do a deep dive and a deep study, like on the weekends or late at night after everybody's gone to bed and I'm still up. That's when I'll do my deep dive and my deep study. But it's not like a set time. But what I do know is that he's with me all day, every day, and I'm talking to him all day, every day. So that's just normal. He's just a part of my normal day. All right, I saw some more questions coming in. Let's see. I know it's kind of moving around.
Hold on, I got you.
No worries.
Okay.
You want me
Guys,
to move the TV?
I just want, yes, if you could scoot the TV over, that would be amazing. Guys, this guac, we're getting there. Can you see this? We're so close. We're going to do a little taste test in a second. Chunky Roma tomatoes in this guac. I feel like we have arrived, guys. I feel like we have arrived. You guys will be the judge. All right, guac is complete. Cilantro, tomatoes, everything is good. And to all the good people that are here making this live go amazing, I'm going to toast some bread. I know you guys can't see it, but I've got a toaster right here.
We need to get a toaster angle.
We need a toaster angle. We got a toasty.
Toaster angle.
Toastbusters.
I've got a toaster right here to toast this bread. We're going to lightly toast it. We're going to should I use this camera right here? We're going to use this melt butter. Here it is. We're going to use this melt butter. This is, if you were in the chat earlier, this is like a dairy-free vegan. It is the one that tastes just like butter. And yes, it's going to cost you an arm, a leg, and your third kid. But I promise this butter is worth it. Again, they are not sponsoring me, although they should.
You should.
They should. Melt. Who made Melt? Who made Melt? I just think Melt made Melt. And I'm going to tell you, this is the best thing since all the sliced bread. And so we're going to get this avocado toast, and we are going to put this on some really good sourdough bread. So I'm just going to get a couple of pieces out here, cut it up, and then we're going to share it amongst our friends. Yeah, I wish you guys could have some. Lunch is going down. Breakfast is going down. Sweden, Georgia, what time is it over there, and what are you eating? That's just what I want to know. And then I will definitely make sure I get back to these questions. But I'm just curious, what time is it, and what are we eating? Are they there? All right.
They're typing.
The guac looks so yummy. Thank you, Edgar and Liz. I am enjoying it. I am enjoying the samples. You know, when you eat something, you be like, man, that came out good. And then sometimes it comes out terrible, and you're like, throw the whole thing away. Let's go. Not even plugged in. The toaster's not plugged in, guys. All right, let me plug this toaster in. Give me 2 seconds. All right. We're back again. We are back again. All right. What do you mean when you talk to him all day? Does that mean you're quoting the word, or you're just talking like conversation? Yeah. So I'm praying to the Lord all day. Not every day. I mean, not when I'm talking to my kids, so I don't want to be technical. But when I'm not, I'm singing songs in my heart to the Lord. I'm talking to him. He's with me all day. Lord, should I do this? I'm talking to him about something. And then sometimes I'm not even asking him about anything. I'm just telling him how much I love him. I'm just telling him how amazing he is and how wonderful he is. And I'm thankful for him. The other, like last week, was a little bit of a rough week, right? The roughest week I've had. There's really no complaint. And when I say rough, it's definitely not anything compared to what many are going through. But I had a bit of just a more challenging week, let's say that. And my car it was a hit and run. Somebody hit my car and drove off. I know I didn't even tell you guys. Hit my car, parked car, guys, parked car, and drove off. So thank goodness for insurance, right? And all I said was, thank you, Lord, right? I wasn't in the car. Nobody got hurt. It's a vehicle. It can get fixed. I thank you for it. For no reason throughout the day, I just tell him that I'm thankful for him and that I love him and I appreciate him, and he means the world to me, and he means everything to me. I'm giving him praises. I'm singing worship songs all the time, all throughout the day. If you came over to my house, 9 times out of 10, I got a worship song playing. One of my favorite worship artists is Tokoso Mbambo. She's in, I think it's Mbata. She's married. She's a South African artist. She is like the darling of South Africa. She is. That worship is so pure. I got the whole family listening to her. I got all kinds of friends listening to her. I love her worship. And so because I listen to it all the time, I'm singing it. And so I'm with him, and I'm talking to him all day. So that's what I mean. I'm spending time in the presence of the Lord as much as I can throughout the day and throughout the night. At night, a lot of times, even in my wind down when I am going to bed, sometimes I'll put my headphones on and I just have the Bible in my ears. So I love spending time with him. I just do. My prayer, my whole life is that when people are around me, that they would feel his presence. That's the goal, is that people can feel a peaceful, my representation of Jesus is a peaceful Jesus that they can feel. That's my goal. That is my goal at the end of the day. So I don't get caught up. You don't see me raise my voice a lot. I'm not getting angry. Do I get frustrated with people? At times, of course. Is it going to ruin my day? Am I going to let it direct the rest of my day? No. Right? So I don't let negativity linger. And in order to do that, well, guess what? We got to make sure we're spending time in his presence and not dwelling on it. So Yeah. Okay. There's a question. Okay, Jew, so I have 3 children and my time revolves around them. I do what they like to do, and I have come to a realization that I don't do anything for me. I recently asked myself, why is that? Thank you for a great question, Tanya. Most likely it's like that because kids are needy, and although they are an amazing gift from God, they're needy and demanding. And sometimes our mindset and our upbringing is to make sure that we're taking care of our kids. And in taking care of our kids, sometimes we don't necessarily have balance in that, in which we are nice soft butter, lightly toasted bread, and going to be smothered with this avocado toast in a second. But yes, back to your question, Tanya. We're so concerned to making sure that our kids are okay that we often neglect ourselves. And so the heart is right, right? But the actions need balance. The actions need balance because if you don't take care of yourselves, you're not going to be any good for your kids. And you need to make sure that you have time for yourself. Another thing I think as parents that we've got to remember is that oftentimes we want to do a lot for our kids. Especially if maybe we didn't have growing up or that was what was helpful to us, that we want to do a lot for our children. And you know what? We didn't have this, so I want to give them everything that that we didn't have and we didn't give back. And sometimes, actually, that can backfire on us and cause us to raise little narcissists. Right? Because at the end of the day, now they're expecting to always have or not be without. Sometimes it's those times of not having what taught us the best life lessons. It was without, when we were lacking, that taught us how to appreciate things and value things. And so now when we are trying to give them our all and give them everything that we didn't have and everything that we lacked, now they're needy and they're greedy, and then they don't appreciate anything. And then they tend to want more, and then nothing that you give them is good enough. So you've got to make sure that for you are more than enough for them, right? You don't have to do everything for them at all times. I want you to know that you are more than enough, and put those kids to bed. Okay? Put those kids to bed. I don't know how old they are, but 7, 8 o'clock is a good time for kids to go to bed. And at that point, you have time for you. Put kids on a schedule. They are not going to like the schedule because they don't like structure, and that's okay. They don't have to like something that they need. They need the structure. And you need it too. You need to have the structure so that you can have a life. You didn't have the kids at the complete sacrifice of you, that there's no more of you. So there just has to be a little balance. It's a really great question, but I want you to make sure that maybe we need to apply some structure to their life. Put them to bed at 7. Yes, they're going to be up during the day. You're going to be attentive to them during the day, and at the same time, put them jokers down. Okay, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, they're in bed. 7, maybe 6:30, eating dinner. 7 o'clock, taking their baths. 8 o'clock, in bed. Oh, but they're crying. They're going to cry. They're kids. Let them cry. Okay, let them cry. They're going to be okay. At that point, you have your wind down time, and you do what you need to do for you. Take you a bath, eat your dinner, put your feet up, watch a movie, do whatever it is that you need to do so that you have time for yourself. I don't know if you have the resources to have a babysitter, or maybe if that you can go out on the weekend with girlfriends or guy friends. Try to make time, plan time. If you can't do it, I took my phone off, do not disturb. And that is Timmy, guys. I'm so sorry. I love y'all. Hold on one second. Hello, my baby. How you doing? I'm good. So I'm in the middle of taping, but you called and I decided to answer because you are important to me as well. I love you. We are lunching with Jewing right now. We're spending lunch together. They're watching me take this call. I know, but then we had Wi-Fi issues. And so we had Wi-Fi issues, and they're telling you stop interrupting. Okay, they tell Timmy we said hi. Yeah, we had Wi-Fi issues, and so my he said, "I'm his wife, guys." He said, "My priorities are right." That's so funny. So yes, but yeah, the Wi-Fi went out, so we just had to reboot. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's 101. Yeah, so it would be chiming down. I'm just answering some Q&As. Yep. I love you, honey. Okay. Baby, we eating avocado toast right now. Okay, we in here. I'm in here. I got the toaster upstairs and everything. Listen, I got avocado toast. We're about to grub. I'm about to feed the peoples. I love you too, honey. I'll see you in a little bit, okay? All right. Bye-bye. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for your patience. See, his calls come through on a do not disturb, right? Because he is priority to me. And so when he calls, I answer. The only time I will miss an answered call from him is literally if I'm in the bathroom or if I'm trying to get it and I miss the call and then I call him right back. So, but yes, no, that's what we do. In fact, guys, I have two phones. Okay, I want you to see this. I have two phones. This one is the family phone. It is the phone for my family, and this is the everybody else phone. And so when that line rings, it gets answered. It just gets answered. So these are important things in my life. My family and my peoples are important to me. And so we are getting it. All right, avocado toast is on the distribution channel. All right, are we ready? I'm divvying it out. Do you guys want?
Yes.
Y'all awfully quiet. Y'all want some avocado toast? All right, let's get it. Boom. Does everybody want their bread lightly toasted, or do we want it like on regular? We got sourdough. What we doing? What we feeling in our soul? Lightly toasted? All right, cool. All right, where are we at? We are back.
You want some questions?
Yeah. I'm doing a couple things, so yes. We got more coming. Just keep sending these plates. Cassie, you want to divvy that out for me, please? Thank you. We're going to lightly toast, and then there's plenty coming. Hello, I love your spirit, especially the gangster side. Hi, Robin. Thank you. As a woman, please tell the name of the worship singer you mentioned. Thank you. Yes. Oh, I would love to tell you. Her name is Tokozo, Ntokoto. Nope, there's a Z in there. Ntokozo. No A. Ntokozo. So Tokozo. So NT. It's Tokozo, but it begins with an N. NTO. Kozo. And their record label, her and her husband, they are a dynamic couple. Her husband is just as sweet as she is. And his name is, I believe it's pronounced Kubeko Mbata. And it's Nquebko, I believe. But anyway, they own Coco Records. So even if you Google Coco Records, Koko, you will see them. You can Google on YouTube. They're my go-tos forever. They're my go-tos. They are the best. Lightly toast. Yes, they're amazing. Happy to see you. Thank you, Jordan. I'm so glad you're spending lunch with me. Thank you so much. They're finding some questions. All right, who's getting the toast? We eating? We getting toast? Anybody want untoasted? I got to make sure Hector gets his full loaf here. And then I got grapes because last week we had grapes, so we have to keep up the momentum of grapes. You want yours untoasted? You want yours toasted? All right. All right, let's go. Nathan, you want toasted?
I want another plate.
Oh, you already eaten. Okay, Jarrell, do you want? Oh, you already have. Okay, Christian, you don't want any? You don't eat bread. I got you. You want a spoonful? You just.
I think I need to taste it.
Okay. Oh, we'd have to get you a spoonful. Okay, there's a clean fork right here. Here we go. Of course. get you some grapes, please. And there's a wash bowl right there. You might have to rinse the grapes. Just throw them in there.
Okay.
Just get them in there. You got it. Is that your bowl? All right. You want it on the side of your bowl? Listen, we're going to divvy this out. Auntie Juliet, I have a question. What would you do when serving in a minister where your leader believes friendship is damaged over when someone... Okay, I'm going to read it again. I'm slightly...
I think it's serving in a ministry. I think it was a typo.
Okay. Uh-huh. And let me know. I can definitely give you more. I just hope you like it. All right. It said, Auntie, I have a question. What do you do? Oh, when serving in ministry. Is that right, Carla? Where your leader believes friendship is damaged or over when someone gives them feedback about their leadership. Oh. Honey, if they can't receive feedback, then that means they're not teachable. That's just the bottom line. If they're not teachable, then it's hard to grow from people that aren't teachable. I don't care how old you are, you can't stop being teachable. The moment that you have come to arrive at a place of, I know it all, and you can't tell me anything, then you're the one that have limited yourself, not the person. Now, I don't necessarily know the scenario in which, and everything has happened. I don't know the scenario and what the context that it is. But regardless, if you're a friend and you're talking with somebody and they're taking offense, the whole friendship has to be over because you gave them feedback that maybe they didn't like. I can't really say that they were your friend or it was a genuine friendship in the first place, because that's not how friendships are. Friendships, you should be able to have an open relationship in which it is, I can correct you, you can correct me. We can do back and forth and we're not getting offended. I should be able to say, really, did I do that? Is that how I came across? I apologize for that. Is that how I made you feel? Okay, here was the context. Let's talk about it. There's a deeper context in which I meant by that. Maybe I could have said it better, or if that landed on you a wrong way. Is it really that I landed on you the wrong way, or is there something in your life that maybe you're taking offense? We won't know until we talk deeper about it. But if an entire friendship is over because of feedback, then I just really can't say that that was a legitimate friendship in the first place. It could have just been more of a transactional relationship that maybe that's how you guys formed the friendship in the beginning and that's what you guys got used to. Because a transaction can be over in a second. A true friendship can't. So that's my answer to that. Thank you. That's a really great question. All right. What else you got, Derek?
Transaction is good. We got one right up here on the top.
I'm a mom of two, under two, and I'm really not sure how to implement showing the word of God to my kids. Any advice on how to pour into my kids while they're still so small? Hi, Jules. Thank you so much for that question. Yeah, sing worship songs to them. Teach them little worship songs. Father Abraham, I mean, they're two. They're not going to be Bible scholars, right? At 2 years old. So, no, I definitely want you to give them the word with simple scriptures. They've got children's Bibles. They got pictures Bibles for 2 years old. You got it. Yes. Oh, you got it. You got it, my guy. You got it. They have children's Bibles. They've got children's songs. Sing it with them all throughout the day. You know what I mean? That's how you start. Just showing them God's word with pictures and colors and repetition. That's how kids learn. In fact, that's how adults learn. Okay? Pictures, repetition, colors. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And simple things over and over. That's how the kids will learn. Believe it or not, guys, I raised my kids on Your Baby Can Read. I don't know if you guys remember that. But my boys were reading before 2. They were reading early. And really that entire program is only about repetitious. It's literally watching the same videos every day. And about the letters and about words. And they begin to read. I used to put little, what are those little 2x4 cards? Those little note cards? Flashcards, yes, around the house. And I used to put it at eye level to the like where they can see at 2 and they're walking around. So I would put like door or wall, simple words. that everywhere they go, they would see it. That's how I also taught them how to read, right? You could do the same thing with God. You could do the same thing with the worship songs. You know what I mean? You teach them, you just let them do over and over. Play it in the house, play the songs with actions, Father Abraham, all those things, put actions and word together. And then as they get older, you can implement harder stuff. But they will, honey. They're gonna get it. Trust me, they're gonna get it. But they're only 2, right? Teach them to pray before each meal. Teach them to pray at night before they go to bed. Teach them to pray and get on their knees first thing in the morning. Simple things like, okay, we're getting out of bed, we're waking up. First thing we do is pray, right? And so you can teach them simple things that will last with them for the rest of their life. So thank you so much. Justin, Juliet, how do you navigate when you receive a no from God and you're dealing with being redirected versus feeling rejected? Super great question. I think we have to be honest with ourselves to make sure that when we are praying, we don't have a preconceived answer or a preconditioned answer that we are expecting from God, right? Because if we're really trusting Him the way that we say we are, we have to trust the no as well, right? He has the bigger picture of our life. He can see the bigger scope of our life. And so if He's truly giving us a no, honey, you got to thank Him for that no. You have to thank Him for the closed door, right? Because you don't know what in the world He's saving you from. 9 times out of 10, He is saving you from a 50 caliber bullet. And I'm not talking about somebody shooting you. I'm just saying He is saving you from something that it would probably do more damage to your life if He allowed that door to open. So we don't always know why the no, but we do have to admit and we do have to say, was I expecting Him to say yes? Did I personally want that door to open? And so am I disappointed because it was something I wanted? And we have to really be honest and say, did we put God into my desire? Or was it His initial desire, right? So if I really did want it, and then I'm saying God wanted this for me, now we're making Him want that desire for us. So then if the door closes, we're saying, my heart is broken, or I had an expectation that I thought you said. And really sometimes it's like, well, no, I didn't say that. You put me in that because it was something that you wanted. But I closed the door because I love you more than the desire of your heart, right? My love for you is so protective. I'm going to close this door because I have something better for you. And although it may not look like it right now, I promise you, I have your best interest at heart. So, it might feel uncomfortable. I think we just want to make sure we're having these honest conversations with God and these honest prayers and making sure that they're truly His. And we've got to trust Him enough to know that the no is also from Him.
There's some context right there. He just added.
Where?
It's on the top right here.
For context, I lost my job a couple of months ago, but now there's a situation where I can come back, but in a different capacity. Okay, so what's the no? Can you tell me, Justin, what the no is? Are you able to put, where are you feeling He said no? Is He saying no to the comeback? What was the context in which you lost the job? Was it a performance base? Were they downsizing? Was it somebody jealous and hating on you? Or was it truly time for you to go? So please let me know if you feel comfortable sharing that in the chat. Is there something else I can answer in the meantime, in between time?
There's someone saying hi to you.
Oh, hi, Dawn. Yes. Hi from Homestead. I'm so glad to see you. It's so good to see you, too. Your son is in Texas in the Air Force. Amazing. Please say hi to Tim. Yes, of course, we remember you. We remember you guys. Love you guys so much. And I appreciate you texting in. I text your wife reached out to me, and I was so glad. In fact, since we did the show a few years ago, you guys had been on my heart, and I've been praying for you guys, and I actually will reach out to you later. So thank you for finding me here, and I've just been a little bit busy, but you guys have not been far from my heart, okay? Yeah, I will tell him you said hi. You guys are awesome.
Justin says he's a teacher.
He's a teacher. Okay, Justin, what happened? What happened it, Justin. You're a teacher.
There it is. Credentialing.
A credentialing. I'm a teacher, and I had 1 year permit that expired, and I didn't pass the test, which allowed me to continue my teacher program. Okay, that's okay, Justin. Are you saying that God closed the door? Are you able to take the test again? Are you able to try again? Try again. Try again. And if you have a different position, is it something that you want? So, before we say, first of all, did you pray and ask God? And then, is he saying no to not try it again? I want to make sure that I'm answering your question. Now, a spot in another class has opened up, and there's another permit my school can apply for me. Okay, do you want to do it? If you want to do it, I just want to make sure I'm answering you. If you can do it again and it's something that your heart wants to do, then honey, go for it. I suggest you to go for it. You know what I mean? Always try. Always try. Don't allow rejection or maybe a passing at once keep you from stopping. You have to keep trying, okay? I want you to keep pushing. Never stop trying. Rejection gets the best of us. Excuse me, here's another plate. Rejection it paralyzes us. It literally, it stops us from moving forward. And I hate it. I hate how it makes people feel because it literally paralyzes us from doing the next thing. Also, that is just the enemy. The enemy will let you keep thinking that you're not good enough or you're not going to pass the next test. And I just don't believe it. And so, Justin, try. And if it doesn't work for that school, try another school. All right? You like it? You like it? Yay! Derek likes it. Oh, I'm so glad.
Holy guacamole.
Holy guacamole. Good. We're good? Okay, great. Yay.
We're gonna finish that bowl of guacamole.
We finished the bowl of guac. Okay, yay. The guac is winning, guys. Thank you. One bite, run it back. Okay, great. We got some wins on the guac, guys. So hopefully you can try the recipe. So yeah, Justin, always try. Always keep trying and keep pushing. I mean, unless you feel a resistance, unless your peace is disturbed and God is saying absolutely not, then okay. But if your no or your hesitation is informed by rejection or not wanting to be rejected again, that's not from God. Okay? So always keep pushing and always go. Unless you feel a hard no, then keep going, my brother. Okay? All right. Is that next? What time is it? Is our lunch over? How are we doing? I know we had that pause. Are we still going good? Oh, we're in here.
People than we had before.
Okay, we're in here. I'm here if you guys are here. Let's keep going.
Got more questions.
I'm so glad you guys like it.
Kate is
Katie. Oh, Kate. Auntie Ju, can you give some advice with in-loves? I'm having difficulty connecting and bonding with my mom in love. Yeah, Kate, that's a really good question, and thank you for asking. Yeah, it is hard, right? So you can't control people, and you can't control how they feel about you. You can only do your part that is best for you. And as long as you keep loving and being kind, that's the only thing that you can do. Sometimes in-laws are difficult. They feel like you've taken their child, right? They can get very picky. They can get very tricky. They can get very manipulative. They can try to get in your business. You may want the connection. And if you are successfully trying, like honestly trying to relate and connect with her, and they are constantly rejecting you, I understand that may be very hurtful. And sometimes I'm going to say, you might just let it be what it is as well. Because they can, you don't want them to start accepting you, but it may be for a different reason or a back end agenda. We're going to pray that God soften their heart and can mend, maybe bring a relationship there. But if you're trying and you're really trying and they're not giving in, then just be okay with it. Just be okay. Be sad that this may never be anything. Okay. A lot of times when you have in-loves and there's an in-law issue, an in-love issue, and you're trying to be in a relationship with them, what ends up softening them is when you have kids, right? So unless they want to be a part of their grandkids' life, they're going to have a conversation. They're going to have hard conversations with you, and try to build that relationship. And I know you wouldn't do anything manipulative to keep maybe children away if you have children. But sometimes you have to accept what it is because we can't control people. And so don't get your expectations or hopes up. If God does something, then great, right? Then great. We'll take it. You can take whatever they give you if you just want it that bad. And as long as you're doing your part, but you cannot make anybody do anything or be something that they don't want to be. Okay? So I know it's tough, and I'm really sorry. I really am. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your union with your spouse, and your family. And if there's no connection, we have to grieve that. Okay? We got to grieve that and let it be what it is. Okay? All right, guac is going around. I don't even know where it's going. I think that's Nathan's. Guac is going around.
I don't even know where mine went.
You know, if you guys want more, I've got more. I got more. Are we wanting more? It's good.
I'm your future candidate.
I'm ready. I got you. All right, got it. Okay, Rayma, pocket-sized Richard. Rayma, pocket-sized Richard. I have a total of 3 people tell me that God has put me on their mind and that they are praying for me. Is it wrong that this info is actually making me nervous? LOL, how should I feel about this? Oh, you should feel great. That should just let you know that God loves you and God has you on his heart and mind. And so, honey, take all the prayers. All right? It's great when people are thinking about you. It's a different story when they're not thinking about you, right? So those are compliments. When people have you on their heart and mind, that means that God is letting you know, hey, I'm thinking about you and through this person. I'm thinking about you through this person. You may not know, you may not hear me when I'm trying to tell you myself that I love you and I'm thinking about you. So I'm going to send amazing people, some other children, to tell you how much I love you and how much you mean to me. So, honey, it's all in perspective of how you look at it, right? No need to be worried. Always be thankful. Okay? All right. What do we have next?
She put Kate brought in context a little bit.
Kate, okay. Context, no kids yet, and that was a big thing that she kept bringing up. So she's mad at you because you don't have kids? Hi, Jasmine. She's mad or she doesn't want a relationship with you because you don't have children? Is that why? Wardrobe on... The wardrobe you wore upset the vows. Where do you shop? Thank you so much, AP. You are going to laugh. You're going to absolutely laugh when I tell you. I am not a big flashy person. I don't wear flashy things. I got that on Amazon, honey. Those outfits, those 2-piece outfits was $36 on Amazon for the whole set. I am not putting tons of money for a label or a brand. You're not about to see me wear Gucci and all this other stuff. I'm not about to just continue to make people rich. I'm not spending that kind of money on something that's going to wear out after 8 washes. So no, but just Amazon, and it's great. So that wardrobe's so funny. Thank you guys. Jeff Bezos for the win. Well, yeah, thank you. Amazon created the supplier for, I'd have to see who the company name, I'd have to go look on something. But they were super easy, quick jumpers. I just throw them on and put on my shoes. That's it. Put on my little heels, and that was it. So yes, what else is there? How do you handle friendships? CF, how do you handle friendships who have disagreements? That's life. If they're good friendships, then they should still be your friend. If they're good friendships, you should have disagreements, right? That's how you grow, right? Everything in life should have some level of disagreement, which would cause you to grow, challenge you to think, challenge you to see where you are, challenge you to see, here's another plate, challenge you to make sure that you're on the right path, right? So disagreements aren't bad. I think it's how you handle them and how you talk to each other in the disagreement. I could disagree with you and my tone can stay right here. I can disagree with you and we can still be kind in our disagreement. And we can just agree to disagree. Like in this area, I'm just going to agree to disagree with you. Currently, right now, I don't typically talk to my friends about politics because politics is so crazy right now and everybody's losing their absolute mind. Okay? And so, but there are some of my friends that are extreme with this person. There are some other friends that are extreme with this person. And I'm like, y'all be great. They are extreme. And I love these people. I love them deeply. Right? And in my perspective, I would disagree with them. But it doesn't matter. This is an aspect of them that I may disagree with them on their decision. I may disagree with them in that. In other areas, we're amazing. And we're still great friends. We disagree on a thought. That doesn't mean our friendship is over. So I think disagreements are great. I guess you get to talk about things. I just believe it's all in how you do it. Okay, another plate. We got some more.
Let's go.
David, we're doing David. Okay, I've been rejected from this girl, and all of a sudden she wants to come back in my life, but later she's been distant. Should I just move on, or I need some wisdom? Hi, David. I've been rejected from this girl, and all of a sudden she wants to come back, and then now she's being distant again. Honey, she clearly seems like, this is for me? Thank you, thank you. She clearly seems like she's not ready for you yet, David. She just seems like, I'm so grateful. Thanks, Derek. We're handing out avocado. Yeah, we're feeding the 5,000 with this. We're feeding the 5,000 with this guacamole. So it seems to me like she's not quite ready for you yet. She's not quite ready to be in a relationship yet. And you should note all of these things, right? Why did she reject you? Is it her? I'm not quite sure if she's mature enough to handle a relationship. And you want to make sure that you're not attracted to the dysfunction. So please do not be attracted to the dysfunction because you will have a dysfunctional relationship. I want you to keep living and don't hang your hat up on her unless you just feel like she is the one. I mean, unless you just feel like God said handwriting is on the wall. But even if that is the case, she would be in a mature space ready for you. And so it may, unless you're communicating with her and you guys are having effective communication, she may not be ready, or she may not be the one. I just don't want you hanging the hat up. And I would want to know more, David, of like, if she rejected you before and now she's back in the now, what is it about her that you're even entertaining the thought of being with her? So I would want to know, what is it, honestly, that is causing you to even consider being back with her, and what will cause the rejection in the first place. So I would need to know a little bit more about her. Because see, listen, I ask questions in order to help. I need to know more. So hopefully that helps if you're not able to share. Gosh, I wish this was on Discord, because then I can talk with them. You know what I mean? Like they can chop in and say live. Okay. Jason said, ma'am, did you eat yet? No, I have not eaten yet. I have been enjoying making this guac for everybody. Whose plate is this for?
Mine.
This is Nathan, round three. Oh, my goodness. So much. Thank you. Thank you, Lorinda. And I'm so glad you're here. Pax, am I missing something? Any advice for young adult son away at college that seems to be becoming more race-focused? For example, focusing more on being black than Christ-focused with seemingly any topic. Honey, I know that is what college will do to you, right? Before our live went out, before our first session went out, we were talking about being shaped in iniquity, right? And yes, probably being black is who he is. And I don't know, he could be faced, right, with a lot of things that are challenging. And he could be around things that are challenging or causing him to want to embrace his ethnicity more. I don't know what school he's at. I don't know if it's in a dominantly racially a more racially dominant school than an African American school. I'm not quite sure. And things he's surrounded by could be what's influencing him, and being more Christ centered. So I don't know what his support system is like. And yeah, it's concerning. When your kids go off to college, you got to pray way harder. You got to pray way harder because there's so much influence there. So with that being said, is making sure that as he's embracing his ethnicity, that he's not forgetting who gave him that. He's not forgetting that Christ is with him and that he is the epicenter. So get him a mentor, get him somebody to walk alongside him, get somebody that you know, make sure he's surrounded by people that can help keep things in balance. If not, the world will begin to shape him. School will begin to shape him. He will begin to get formed in another way. So number one, mom, keep praying for him and put resources in place to help support and guide him. Hope that helps. Yeah, hope that helps. Good deal. Whose plate was this? Maybe Nathan's? Hector, do you want some more?
It's the best thing I ever had in life. it was quite literally the Lord.
I'm so glad
You're
you
like
liked it. I'm so glad.
You're definitely going to heaven.
I literally have one more for you, Hector.
No more.
Are you good?
I can't do it.
You can't do it.
I can't do it.
Okay.
My freckles are popping off of my skin
The
right now.
freckles
I'm eating too
are
much.
amazing. Hector's got amazing freckles. Okay, Olivia, do you believe in marriage without a ceremony? Do you think God honors a physical agreement between two individuals, or is there a certain way to be married biblically? Well, I believe that God is a God of order. And so biblically, you know, you're married in front of people. In our current laws, you need a judge. You know, if you can go to a justice of the peace, you don't have to have a big ceremony, but there does need to be a witness. If you're confessing your love, there needs to be somebody there. There needs to be legal statutes of documents signed. So does it have to be a massive ceremony? No. But if you're going to get married, does it need to be done legally? Yes. Should you want it done biblically? Yes. I'm not quite sure that I understand. Do you think God honors a physical agreement between two individuals? So I could be a little slow, but could you break that down for me a little bit more so I could answer that part? I mean, are you saying, does God honor you guys being sexually involved together between two individuals? Or is there a certain way to be married biblically? So could you, I don't know what is informing the thinking. I'm not sure like background or church that you've come from. So could you maybe talk to me like I'm 5? Talk to me like I'm 5 years old and break that down for me a little bit more, okay? All right. CF, can we have the recipe? Yes, I started with just some fresh guac. And I added some water in there. And I don't have like measurement sizes because we just eyeball things, right? We just eyeball it. Yeah, whatever the spirit leads, right? So this is about 6 avocados. And then I have about 8 or 9 Roma tomatoes. So they're the ones about this size. And as you can see it here, I chopped it up. And can they see that in this camera, Derek? Yep. I chopped up the Roma tomatoes so that they're nice and chunky, so that when you have the guacamole that is nice chunky, that the guac is, can I see this? That the guac is chunky with the avocados. Fresh cilantro, but I had a bunch that I had already washed. So fresh cilantro, tons of garlic. Where is it at? This is not fresh garlic, so tons of fresh garlic, because you can never have enough garlic. This is some lime fresco salt, but you don't have to just use lime fresco. You can use, I typically normally use Himalayan salt, and definitely lime juice. You always need lime juice. Like you just can't live life without lime juice, right? And then and some onion powder. But not more onion powder than garlic powder. Always more garlic powder than onion powder, all right? So you can have some onion powder, right? But you got to have more garlic powder. So are you going to offend people when talking to them? Maybe, and that's okay. Because you would have had the best guacamole and nothing else matters.
Context from Olivia.
Yes, Olivia. Okay, my fiance says we are married because he already asked me to marry him. He claims he made an agreement with me and God the moment he decided to drop to his knees. So regardless of ceremony, boy, bye. I'm sorry, Olivia. No, ma'am. I'm sorry, Olivia. No, that is not true. And so, if you're okay with me being really honest with you, this might feel brutally honest, and I will understand if you do not want to have lunch with me again. But I will not. I'm not going to hold punches. I'm not going to pull punches because I want you to be great, and I want you to live your best life. But just because he asked you to marry him, that does not mean you're married at all. That's a question. What if he revoked the question? Just as easy as that ring came on that finger, it can be off. Oh no, you need a ceremony. There needs to be commitment. There needs to be marriage counseling. And just because he said that, there needs to be all the more marriage counseling because that statement alone to me seems very manipulative, extremely manipulative. So, no, ma'am, not because he already, go back to that. I want to see that again. Can you find?
Okay.
Yep.
She's responding to you, and that's why I was.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
responding?
she was responding.
He made an agreement with me. Yeah, no. That agreement needs to be known before man and God in an official ceremony with action that people are seeing this because then if that's the case, then you can have all the sex in the world because he then made an agreement with you. And if that's the case, he can treat you anyway because there's no accountability because he just made an agreement with you. Like, no, ma'am. Nope. Sorry. So I want you to watch that. Be careful. Be very cautious of that. Is she responding? Is she responding?
She responded telling you thank you that she was open to hearing your feedback. That's the reason.
Oh, okay. So, thank you for that. And that is no. That statement is manipulative.
Oh, now she did just respond another.
Yikes! As he has taken the ring off, and we have been back and forth on this. How can I trust you? How can you trust me?
No, she's saying like, how can she trust him?
Oh, how can she
Because
trust
he's
him?
been taking the ring off.
Thank you. I needed this realness. Praying on this, love you. Okay, thank you. Yes, Olivia. Honey, loose that man and let him go. Because that's not what God does. God doesn't do this. Oh, I love you. Psych. Or no, oh, I love you. Psych. I love you. Psych. No. When God died for you, he died for you with no psychs. When he bled on that cross, he didn't take it back. The way, if he's going to be married to you, his love needs to be sacrificial. And I can tell you right now, just off that alone, this is manipulative. And it seems very narcissistic. It's just all about him. So, no, my love, Olivia, just say no. Loose him and let him go. He's not ready. And I don't like people ruining other people's lives that they feel like they can control, and it sounds controlling. And so these are signs that you need to look out for. If he's going to do this before you're even officially married, how much more would that be when you get married? You won't have no voice, no say. It will gradually incline to something way more worse. And next thing you know, you could potentially end up in an abusive relationship because this is how it's starting. So, hi, baby. So happy to see you. So I would be very cautious, and I would, all this back and forth, I would say no, sweetheart. And there will be another man to love you unconditionally, and not have you on a string going back and forth. Like, just know there's a lot of great men out there, a lot of great men. I know a lot of great single men, and I know a lot of great single women, and I just wish they would connect. So, but yes, I need your backbone, Jew. Yeah. I don't want you to feel like nobody else can love you, right? So I don't want you to settle, and this seems like this will settle. And this is just the engagement. I'm fretful for you to go further with him. And if you are feeling like there's nobody else, or who else will come along, or I will be single again and I don't want to be alone again, I would rather you be alone and healthy and whole than be with somebody that is manipulating you and controlling you, and that's going to end up taking you down a path you don't want to go. I would rather you have a year or two or a couple of years of months where maybe you're by yourself and you're happy and you're peaceful, versus 5 and 10 years and 20 years of your life where you're miserable and you don't feel like you can get out of it. And now you're intertwined with this person that you feel like you are locked in and you can't get out. And you don't feel like you even have a way out. And you have now taken more years of your life in an unhealthy dynamic than a few short years of maybe just being uncomfortable and being single and happy. So please get that backbone, sweetheart, and just say no. That's not a drug you want to take right now with him. Okay. Yep. Good. Yeah. Yep. How is the chat still going? Are we winding down? What are we doing?
She said, God led me to this. I've been asking for this.
Yeah.
And then this is her last thing that she just said.
Thank you. Seriously, I have submitted all things and finances. I will be starting over. It's fear. Yep. All fear. Yep. I have to trust God. He can help me start over. I know this needs to be done. Hard to hear. I know, Olivia. And it is hard to hear. And you will be better and you will be wiser and you'll thank me later. It's going to be hard right now. But please, I'd rather you make a hard decision now than a lifelong, seemingly what would feel like an impossible decision, and that you're unhappy and miserable for the rest of your time. So, but there will be somebody that is not going to play games with you. We don't want anybody playing games or toying with your life, controlling or manipulating your life. So yeah, thank you, Olivia. Thank you for trusting me with that. I so appreciate you. I'm a young newlywed. Am I answering that one? Nope. Yep. Nope. I'm a young newlywed and my husband smoked before our marriage. When getting married, he stopped. Not that we're married still. Not when getting married, he stopped. Not that we're married. Oh, now that we're married, he's still smoking weed. He's vaping now to replace it, and he's taking. Maybe she didn't finish.
I think he's. Oh yeah, there is a character count, so maybe she's gonna.
Yeah. Okay. We'll wait. We'll wait. What makes you happy? Many things make me happy. I'm so simple, guys. Really, I am so simple. Spending time with my family makes me happy. Doing things and serving people brings me so much joy. Helping people find their passion and helping them fulfill their purpose in life brings me exuberant amount of joy. Like when I see somebody fulfilling their purpose, it brings the biggest smile to my face, okay? Seeing people live their very best life and helping them get there is all the joy. There's my baby. Hello, my love. I love you.
Okay, bye.
Your hair looks great, honey. She did a good job.
Oh, you
Oh, yeah, we noticed.
I was just trying to see the time, bro.
Yeah. He just got his hair braided. Oh, it looks amazing. She did an amazing job. And then we'll cut his hair tonight. So tonight we'll do a haircut around, and he'll be straight to go. So they just came back from getting his hair braided. So yeah, these are the things that make me happy. I love to see people fulfilling their passion and purpose in life. Thank you, baby. I love helping people get to where they need to be. I love helping people see them grow and not be stuck. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love business. Of course, we got plenty now. But yes, I love to see people win. It truly brings me, it is like the essence. So yeah, great question. Thank you for that, Justin.
Okay, so we got context to
Yep.
this last question.
All right, a young woman.
I'm a young newlywed.
Yep.
My husband smoked before our marriage.
Yep.
When getting married, he stopped.
Yep.
Now that we're married, he's still smoking weed. He's vaping now to replace it. And he's taking it to work with him. Hold on. And he's taking it to work with him now. Any advice?
Any advice? Yeah. So when people have addictions, they're coping with something. When you don't have control over something and it has control over you, you are coping with something. So is he open to having communications with you? Is he open to getting counseling? Is he open to just talking with him about it, to say, like, what is it? Now, we'll say you did marry him with this addiction. You did marry him with this issue. And people think that when they get married, it goes away. No. He stopped for you. He didn't stop for himself. And he didn't technically stop. He stopped to get you. So he got you. Now it stopped, but he's just putting it, it's just misplaced in another area, right? So now I stopped smoking cigarettes, but I am smoking weed, right? Or now I'm not smoking weed and I'm vaping, right? So you're doing all these things. You do this to cope and to be comforted. So I think the deeper question is maybe you and him having a conversation and say, what's inside of you? What's bothering you? Why do you feel like you need this to cope? What do you feel like you need this for to be comforted? Right? So, yeah, it is, it's a conversation you need to ask him and say, hey, can we talk? I'm noticing, I know you stopped this one thing, but you're doing this. And ask him the deep questions. And then if he keeps trying to dodge it or refuse it, then maybe you guys need to go to counseling. If it's really bothering you deeply, then yeah, you guys may need to go to counseling for sure. Hope that helps. But yeah, definitely something you have to confront him and have a conversation about. He's taking it to work with him? Nope. He's taking it to work with him now and says he's going to stop for his health, not for our future family. Then he should stop for himself. He said he's going to stop for his health, and he should, not for our future family. So he started it selfishly, right? If he's going to end it selfishly, that's fine. But it seems to me, based on how you guys are conversing with each other, that you guys need to have deeper conversations. And so, yeah. And you guys may need to go to marriage counseling because you got to get to the deeper reason. And if he's not going to talk to it with you, he may talk to it with someone else or a mediator. We offer tons of support group marriage counseling. We encourage people to get marriage counseling. We encourage people to do support group marriage counseling. You don't have to come to our bomb counseling center. Just go somewhere and get the help that you need, for sure. Just get the help you need. All right, where are we at? Yeah, Georgia, Paxi. Nope. Let me see if this helps. I was baptized as a baby. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought that was a question you were highlighting, Hector. Any more in there? How we doing? We in here? Guys, we are having lunch. We're about to have dinner soon. If you guys, we don't end this live at some point, we're going to keep going. I'm here for it. What advice would you give to someone who is engaged, but their fiance's family is concerned about how much financial responsibility she has for her own family? They are slowing the marriage process. What advice would you give to someone who is engaged, but their fiance's family is concerned about how much financial responsibility she has for her own family? All right. So is this a gentleman asking about his fiance, so his girls is supporting her family? Just want to make sure I'm getting that right.
I'd assume so because he is saying she has for her own
She
family.
has for her own, yeah.
So I'd
she has
assume.
for,
We can only assume.
yeah, we're just assuming that, I would love to pronounce this name right. Is it Bombo Kasi? If you are the guy, someone who is engaged, if you're the guy, she's the girl, and her family, she has a lot of financial responsibility. They are slowing the marriage process. Well, I don't understand why that would slow the marriage process. I'd have to know a little bit more based on excuse me, 1 second. Cassie, can you please go down there and tell Nathan to put a sock in it, Joffy? Thank you, sweetheart. I think you just need to have a conversation with her about the scenario, right? So you need to talk to her further and seeing how deep is the family's role. Sometimes there are codependencies with families, and if they are giving a lot to support their family, you are going into this scenario with your eyes wide open, right? So if that is going to be a problem before you fully marry, you just need to make sure that you're fully talking this through and you guys are coming up with a plan. And how will this look going forward? How will this look? How will this look for our marriage? And what healthy boundaries are we going to put up? Or how do we need to set the family up where they're not so dependent on you, right? So we need to put some things in place, ask some questions, and maybe you can talk with her or they can, you guys can talk amongst yourselves and put a plan together and say, what can we do to put up healthy boundaries and make sure that your family is fit for success without the full weight of the financial responsibility being on us? What can they do to also help themselves? I don't know what the full situation is. So if you want to put it in there, please, by all means, I'll answer it as best as I can. But I think you and her are at the epicenter of this marriage. It's no one can slow the process down except you and her. So we can't shift the blame to the family. It's you and your fiance talking it through and establishing what the boundaries and the parameters are together that feel comfortable for you both. Okay, and so hopefully that's helpful based on this the limited amount of information I have for the question. All right, what do we got next? Is there anything next? Hey, Auntie Ju. Nope, not that one. Wait about, I'll wait till you pick on something.
Do Nature Berry Farms?
Nature Berry Farms. Hey, whatever you want.
Well, it just keeps scrolling on accident. Sorry about
Oh, okay. Hey, Auntie Ju, what advice would you give the daughters of a self-centered father who is about to get remarried in December and looking for his daughter's support? We are not okay with this because, so it's not finished yet. We're not okay with this because.
She did not finish her message, so maybe we just go to another one for now.
Yeah, sure.
We could do what? Maybe Tan.
Whatever you stop on, it's okay. What wisdom could you give for a woman who has been separated twice over an 8-year period, total time of both separations, roughly 2 years. Husband left both times and now is trying to follow Christ. So is it with the same guy for a woman who has been separated twice over 8 years? Okay. Total time of both separations, 2 years. Husband left both times and is now trying. Is he trying to? Are you still now in this separated Tan? This is a Tan question. Mm-hmm. Are you now separated again? And is he trying to come back right now because he's following Christ? And then trying to follow Christ and following Christ are two different things. So let's be very clear, right? Trying to follow means that he's still not the Lord of your life and he still will make his own decisions without submitting to him. Following Christ is, listen, I'm yielded and I'm praying and I'm seeking godly counsel and I'm getting good counsel. I'm praying to the Lord and I'm doing my best to try to hear him, and I want you to be a part of that journey. Trying says, at times, I'm following him, and at times I'm doing my own thing. So it could be a season where you stay separated. I mean, I think I just need a little clarity. Are you still technically married and are just separated right now? And how are you feeling? Right? If he left you, he abandoned you. That's the bottom line. He abandoned you. And secondly, that is just a terrible situation because it puts you in a bind. So he abandoned you and he abandoned your relationship. Is he open to going to counseling? Is he open? If he's really trying, then y'all need heavy marriage counseling for sure. And that's if you even feel like you want him to come back. So I think you have to ask yourself, how do you feel? How do you want to navigate this time? Where is your heart? Because he left you twice. That means you are with them. I'm assuming you're in love with them and you're having a marriage, whether challenging or not. And then he leaves you. So now he abandons you and then goes for 2 years. 2 years, right? That's a long time. And then he comes back and then he's spending time. So it's like, okay, let's restore this unit that we once had. And then he leaves you again. And then 2 years, another 365 days plus another 365 days. That's a long time. So now he abandons you another time. And then he wants to come back now that he's trying to follow Christ. I don't know, sweetheart. I mean, I just am set up a little bit differently. Like, you can't just keep leaving me. And if you do, I can't just keep taking you back. You are damaging me every time you do that because I'm trying to build a trust and then you break that trust. Or I'm trying to build a relationship and then you keep abandoning what we keep trying to do. And so, based on this question and what you're saying, it doesn't seem like he's stable. And it doesn't seem like he's stable enough for you. And so, really, the ball is in your court if you want to keep taking him back. I assume that if you keep taking him back, your guard is going to be up. So I really don't know how healthy this marriage is going to be if you take him back, if you're allowing me to be honest with you. This is a really honest conversation. I really don't know how trustworthy and how intimate you can really trust this relationship again, because you're going to always have a guard up. Is he going to leave me? Because he left you twice and for very long periods of time. And then what was he doing in the time that he's been gone? So,
she gave some responses. I'll scroll down.
Okay,
so
scroll
you can
down.
see a little bit,
Let's
maybe be in
see.
some dialogue with her.
yeah.
Let me
Tan,
scroll
tan.
up, probably right here, starting from here, and then it goes down.
Back together now, been together for 2 years and some change. Okay. And then it feels so hopeless. See, that's what I thought. And I'm at a point where I'm ready to accept if I need to leave. He's very verbally, emotionally. Tan. We haven't been able to afford it. What does that mean?
He is. We just haven't been able to afford it to get counseling, maybe? Or help?
Tan, can you type in there clarity? Are you saying he is wanting to get counseling, but y'all haven't been able to afford it? We need trauma therapy desperately. Good. Thank you, Charlene. I couldn't fully see it, but thank you. I just saw it scrolling, but I want to make sure I'm talking to Tan. Okay. So you need trauma therapy desperately. Yeah, you do. When you say you can't afford it, are you guys near a local church, right? I'm going to always suggest get what you can. Churches often have a counseling department. Are they trauma therapists? No. But can they at least help where you are? Yes. Are there some counseling centers that offer pro bono work or services to where you can get some help? Yes. I do believe that if you want it bad enough, sweetheart, y'all can get it, right? So you got to make time for it. And I don't want you to think you just can't completely afford it, because somebody will give you help. Somebody will hear you. He does want therapy, and he should. He needs to get therapy. I'm going to say this. I understand that life is hard and people go through traumatic things, but unless you are the person, the spouse always gets the hard end of the stick, and the spouse always gets the worst part of the relationship when someone is traumatized, unfairly and unfortunately. And even if he is traumatized, I'm just going to say this to you, and this is where you need to put up healthy boundaries, is he does not get to talk to you any kind of way. He does not get to be emotionally abusive to you or verbally abusive to you. And people will treat you how you allow them to be treated. So in one instance, Tan, I can understand that he has trauma issues and deep-seated wounds. I get it. Somebody, or mostly, 90% of the population does, unfortunately. That does not give them excuse to sort that abuse out on you. And so you need to make sure that you are putting healthy boundaries up to make sure you're not getting the short end of that stick. But I can tell by your questions and your where you are is that you have gotten the short end of that stick. Now that's on his side. On your side, you treat people how to treat you. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. You have the power to treat people, teach people. You teach people how to treat you. All right, and so you have to put up boundaries. You don't allow that. Like, you can't allow that. But because you have allowed it, he is continuing to do it. He has given you disrespect, and you have taken it. And you haven't put up any boundaries. That's why he continues to do so. Right? So you need to see that you have value, you are important, and you don't deserve that. and you're not going to take that. And he can get therapy without you. He can get healing without you. He can do the work without you. It seems like you all need marriage counseling, yes, and you need individual counseling. And he can go do that on his own. So can I ask you, do you both have a job, or do any of you have a job? And this is like literally no shame. I'm really just talking to you. This is such a safe space, and there is no judgment. But I really want to know, are we working? Right? This is the same guy that's smoking weed?
No, this is different.
This is a different guy?
this is a different
Okay.
person.
What was the initial question?
Let me go find it.
You were about to go in on him if he was actually smoking weed on top of all of this.
Right on top of all this, I'm like, he's spending money smoking weed, and save up that money. But my point is, what I'm saying is, I believe we have resources where we want to have them.
Yep.
Oh, just separated twice.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
yeah.
was the
That was
context
the
of this
initial.
question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But she said that they got spiritual abuse from their church. That's the reason why. So
okay.
That's why they haven't utilized their local church.
okay. Where do you live, Tantan? There has to be more than one church.
Right?
There has to be. There's different churches. There's online therapy. I just want to be happy and feel like me again. And I want you to, sweetheart. I want you to be happy. I want you to feel like you again. You work part-time. Okay. Are you able to work double shifts? Do you guys have kids? Are you able to do more? Because I want you to make sure you are okay. And I want him to make sure you're in Georgia. Okay. There are tons of churches in Georgia. Now, in saying that, there's tons of shady churches in Georgia too. Okay. Not going to lie. There are some shady ones that I could probably list that'd be like, oh yeah, that church will hurt you. Don't go there.
Say them. No, I'm just playing.
Hector said, say them. Yeah. There are definitely some churches that I would not recommend you go to. We have 2 kids. I said I would pay for counseling. Okay. If you can afford counseling for yourself, I want you to go. Does he work?
It doesn't say that. Oh, she says that we both work. Yeah, we
Okay.
do. We do.
you both
I
work.
work part time.
Okay. Counseling is often, okay, I'll tell you this. There is, I myself am not a licensed professional therapist, but I have a counseling practice, right? And so all the therapists do all the therapy work. I just own the practice, all right? Now, in saying that, I have learned, and over all the years of counseling, I've learned a lot about it. They have one-on-one counseling, which can be expensive. And there's also group counseling, which is a lot cheaper. And group counseling can be $40, $50 a week. That's way less than paying $150 for one-on-one. And yes, you're in a group setting with other people, but you're in a group setting with other people with the same issue. And so I'm saying that to say that there are options for you. And if you can spare $40 or $50 or $60, get you some group counseling. Find another church, like a good church, that can afford you some quality help. Look at the ratings, okay? Like, do your research for sure. There are a lot of churches that may do it online or Zoom that can maybe offer you free services. You're more than welcome to come to the Bomb Counseling Center. You're more than welcome to call a number that offers stuff. I just want you to know you have support groups that are online. There are places that will help you if you can't afford it. So I understand that, but there is help. So invest in you, and you should be challenging your husband to see him invest in himself, right? So tell him to pay for his counseling. Like, actually let him do that work. You don't need to pay for the counseling for him. No, ma'am. I don't suggest that. He needs to pay the counseling. I really want healing from me. I feel so broken beyond repair sometimes, and it doesn't help that I have a mother wounds, very acquainted with abandonment. Yeah, Tan. Yeah, y'all both got a lot, and mother wounds is a big deal as well. So please take whatever you can afford and get you some good counseling, okay? And then please research and find some churches, whether they're in your area or not. Just start counseling departments. There's lots of things out there. And do a deep dive and do whatever it takes to get the help you need, because you can. You can get that help, and you should get that help. Okay? Like, you have tons of opportunity. All right? But he needs to pay for his own counseling. And I'm saying that because he needs to put the effort into his work. And it can't be something that you are supporting him to do, because it will never, he's not going to grow if you're being the crutch for him. Okay, so that's the challenge. Can he pay it? Can he spare $40 a week or $30 a week and get him into some group counseling? Can he spare $50 a week or every 2 weeks? Like, is it that tight? Because people put their money where they want to put it. So if it's really serious, he needs to say, I need to take this tithe. After my tithe, I need to take this extra. Save up your money. $20 here, $20 there, and save up for your counseling. I promise you it's worth it if you need to. But you have other resources. You can get free counseling and resources. You just have to dig a little deep, okay? But yes, you need it, and I encourage you, sweetheart, to get it. I encourage you to get it. Even if you just do it for yourself, go for you, baby. Go for you. Go for you. Go for you. He says he will, but I think it's not priority. He spends on other useless things. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking. You have money for what you want to have money for. I do not have the sympathy card for your spouse. Okay? When people make excuses, they make excuses because they really don't want to do the work. That's just it at the bottom line, right? And so I'm gonna challenge. It's a challenge. I'm gonna always challenge people. You're gonna put the money where you want it to. And so if he will, he'll do it. But that's what I'm saying. Don't pay for it. He needs to man up and do this on his own. It's not that you're not being supportive. He needs to man up and do this work himself without you being the crutch. But if I were you, honey, I would put my bootstraps on and I would make sure that I am doing the work for me. That means, Tan, you're doing the work for you. And you just have some decisions that you need to make. You can choose to stay in this relationship if you want to, because I know you have kids, so you probably don't want to show a broken home. But sometimes if he is not doing what he needs to do to get the help, you're also going to be showing the kids what it's like to be in a dysfunctional relationship, and that's what they will continue to grow up and see. And so sometimes you might need to make hard decisions. That's like, I may need to leave so that my kids can know, yeah, we might struggle, but I'm going to show them what a healthy environment is. And that's mommy being healthy. So I know this is hard conversation. This is hard conversation. I am not saying leave your spouse. What I am saying is you need to face that you may have some hard decisions that you may have to make. And you have to do it for your mental health and your wellness so that, Tan, you can get you back. And if your loved one is not doing the work, he's not being challenged, he's not growing, that's decisions that he's making. But you have to make sure you are okay. Okay? And you need to get help for you. And if he's really serious, he'll get help for himself. And yeah, if he's spending his money on useless things and he's not desperate. Listen, guys, I love desperate people. That's the ones that I like to work with. I only like to work with desperate people. I call them crack addicts, right? I know this is terrible. Have y'all ever seen a real crack addict besides on TV?
Yeah.
They for real be itching. They for real, right? And I know it's the drug that's keeping them addicted. But my point, what I like about, I know this sounds crazy, but what it is that they do is that they're so desperate to get that next hit, they'll do anything. They will steal, rob, slap their mama, rob from themselves. They will sell their body. It's terrible. That's what an addiction does. I know it's a terrible analogy, but what I want to get across is these people will do anything to get the next hit. They're desperate to do whatever it takes to get it. And I know that that is the drug informing that. But what I'm trying to get y'all to think is that there are people that we know that are not drug informed, but they are so desperate to get this thing right They are so desperate for themselves to be right that they are willing to do whatever it takes to be better, to be stronger, to grow. That's who I like dealing with. I don't like people that make excuses. I don't like when men and women make excuses. It's like, no, don't come with me with something if it's like you don't want that change, you don't want that growth. We are here to grow together, not to sit there and keep making excuses of, oh, woe is me and why I can't. You can. You can do it. I'm going to always challenge you to do it. And yes, there are going to be hard things that I challenge you to do. But that's because I want you to be better and I want you to be healthy and I want you to be whole. And you can't do it if you keep remaining in toxic mindset and toxic thinking and negative self-thought of I can't do it. It's just not the way we live, guys. It is 2024. We got to grow up. And I'm here for growth. That is what I do. It is the essence of who I am, guys. I love to see people grow. So, yeah, I don't know if it didn't scroll up anymore, so I don't know if there's anything
that's all
else in there. But Tan, I know it's hard, but baby, I want you to win. I want you to win. I want you to win so strong. And I want you to not have 5 and 10 years of a rough life. I want you to live your best years. Your now and your best years should be your better years. All right? I'm not saying they won't be challenging, but they should be better for you. They should be peaceful for you. All right? They should be growth for you, not being held back by somebody that doesn't want to do their work. Okay? So I know it's tough. I know it's tight. I know it's tight, y'all. It's tight. But I love you too much. See all them clocks. It's time. It's time. It's time, guys.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. How are we doing, guys? I mean, we are going long. Are we closing out? Are we here? Are they still in here? I can't tell. If there's more questions, what are we doing?
109 people love you. They are all locked in.
You guys are locked in. I love it. This is breakfast, brunch. We're just going to call it brunch with the Jew,
Yes.
and then it's going to be dinner. Let's go. I'm here for this, guys.
The
So if
Jew
you
crew-
guys
the
want to
Jew
hang,
crew?
The Jew crew.
the Jew crew,
Will
I
we get
love
canceled or does that work?
it. Who's getting canceled?
I'm just saying.
What
The
are we
Jew-
canceling?
The Jew crew, you think people will be weird about that? Juju?
I
Just
don't
asking.
know. I don't know.
We can figure this out before we get famous.
Oh my gosh, Juliet, so are we the Jew crew? I love you guys. We are in here. I love this so much. You guys can be the Jew crew. I don't mind. I love it. You guys are the best. Let me see. I see there's just a bunch of questions there, and I'm here to answer them. So thank you guys for spending lunch. If you guys are not tired, we will keep it going. I'll probably have to cover up this guac now, but let's go.
There's someone asking me to read a question that they
Read a question? Okay. So Derek is finding one of the questions somebody asked.
Okay, here. So there's a couple of comments that are one question.
Okay. I spoke to my psychiatrist. This is Margaret Long. I spoke to my psychiatrist, and she confirmed I've been mentally stable the last 4 years, and that she was wondering why my fam was saying I was in an episode but didn't question them because they...
Let me see if there's a first part of it.
Oh, okay.
Because okay, because this is very, very... There's a lot.
Yeah,
here.
that started
Whoa.
strong. Started strong.
Okay, no, that's
Okay.
mid. That's mid. Okay. There's a lot.
Okay, so he's
okay.
trying to...
Okay, here he goes.
Okay,
this is where it starts.
Okay, so for Margaret Long, this is where it started. Hey, Auntie, in 2018, I had a mental break after being in an abusive relationship. My sisters took me in after I got out of the hospital. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder with major depression. Okay. Anxiety and PTSD. I lived with them for the past 6 years, and I moved out in June, okay? I found out that for the last 4 years, they had been gaslighting me into believing that my mental health was worse than it was. They would lie to me and tell me that they were being rude and abusive towards me because I was in maybe an episode, okay? Everyone in the house committed to lying to me, and it committed to lying to me, and it to me. Okay, I guess she's trying to say committed to lying to me and being attacked by.
Being attacked
Margaret,
by
my
nephew.
nephew, to push me to leave. I let my BFF listen to how my sister was talking to me over the phone, and she confirmed I wasn't tripping. This was gut wrenching. I spoke to my psychiatrist, and she confirmed I've been mentally stable the last 4 years, and that she was wondering why my family was saying I was in an episode but didn't question them because they was my family. I've grieved the betrayal, but how do I know I fully grieved it? I know forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. I've been feeling so peaceful now that I left the house. It feels weird that nothing is wrong. How do I navigate this feeling?
I think that's it.
That's an amazing question, an amazing story, Margaret. And thank you for sharing all of that in there. And I'm going to try to answer that the best that I can. So, being in an abusive relationship and then having that mental breakdown, I want to make sure I recap everything. Coming from the hospital, you moved in with your family. And it seems to me that being in with your family, you have had therapeutic sessions during the time, because you said for the last 4 years that your therapist said that you've been fine, but your family had kept gaslighting you, saying that you're not. I do not know the toxicity of your family or the relationship you have with them. I don't know where their mental health is, or their mental well-being. I don't have the dynamic or the relationship between you and your sister and your nephew and the kids. So I guess maybe initially it was a kind gesture to bring you in. Maybe. I don't know what the relationship was beforehand, before you had your breakdown. And I'm not sure how it may have changed after. So when you have a breakdown and you come out, you're in the hospital, your heart and mind is open, you're in a very trusting space. And then now when you're surrounded by family, you know, you feel like you can trust them. So you're very open, you're vulnerable, and you're listening to what they're saying. You're listening to feedback, often with an open mind. But if they are toxic and they're telling you that it was very toxic, yeah. Yes, it started out as peaceful, yeah. So if this is something that has been going on, but yet you had to stay, if it's toxic, it's manipulative, so it's making you feel like that you're not doing well, so that you're here to stay because you're not mentally stable to be on your own. That's probably why you ended up getting locked in for so long. So first of all, I want to say that I'm sorry that just the whole dynamic is toxic and you were in this very unhealthy space. And now you're out of it, you're very peaceful, which good job for coming out of that scenario. And you're used to being in an environment now that is topsy-turvy at all time. And you've probably gotten used to being in an unhealthy environment. So now that it's peaceful, you probably feel like, yeah, this feels weird because nothing's going on. But this is the new habit you need to get into. Like, this is the space you need to be in. This is the space you need to get used to, is the space of peace. Because this is where you can hear God. This is where you can get things right. But if you're used to it, it is going to feel weird. And you need to keep up a healthy boundary to protect this new space that you're in. Like, you need to put up all kind of peace walls to make sure that whether it's family or friends or anything that is toxic, any new relationships, you need to make sure you're keeping a discerning eye out to not let anything in to disturb this peace. And so, yes, it may feel weird, but it is not weird. It's going to feel weird because it's new. Like, anything that's new feels weird and you have to get used to it. But get used to the peace, because this is the space you need to be in. This is where you can hear God clearly. This is where your mind can be at rest. This is where your body is happy. This is where your mind is happy. And so, yes, it may feel weird, and that's okay. That feeling will move away until this feeling of peace and this feeling of weirdness becomes normal. This needs to be your new normal. And I need you to embrace it, hold it, hug it, feel it, lay all in it. Okay? Because this is where you need to reside. Okay? And keep all things. Yep, they're blocked. Great. Keep all of them blocked out. You have to protect this space at all costs. Okay? Did I answer everything? Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Good job, Margaret. Thank you for sharing that. And we pray that that mind stay at peace. No more mental breakdowns. We come against that, right? We speak peace over your heart. We speak peace over your mind. We speak peace over your body, all right? We tell the enemy to remove all, we ask God, and we silence the mouth of the enemy, all right? For any anxiety that may try to come in, anything that will try to come and disrupt your peace, we come against it in the name of Jesus. And we speak wholeness to you, Margaret, in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Adriana Simone, is that who am I doing it? My therapist, this is my third one, diagnosed me with bipolar depression and advised me to start seeing a psychiatrist, but I'm scared to take pills. Any advice? I've been in therapy since 17, now I'm 19. Good job. Hi, Adriana, and thank you for sharing that. Diagnosed me with bipolar depression. Yeah, sure. And advised me to start seeing a psychiatrist. So, you know, here's the thing. A lot of people can be scared to take pills, and I'm not a huge fan of pills. And at the same time, sometimes we do need to take medicine. I'm not gonna say don't try to. I say go to a psychiatrist that you can trust. There's a Christian psychiatrist that I know. She's actually part of our platform. If you send me a message, I can send you over to her. Maybe DM me and put, like, go in my DMs on Instagram or something, and I will send you to her. No, I need, so that I remember, can you please go to the BOM, go to our page, go to the BOM Counseling and fill out that interest form, and then put in the comments, hey, you told me, you know, I was in your live chat. You told me you have a psychiatrist that you could recommend me. I will recommend you a Christian psychiatrist. And yes, she may prescribe you pills, but that is only if need be, and she loves a more natural approach. I know it can be scary to take pills and medicines, and although I'm not a big fan myself, sometimes it's necessary for certain things, and sometimes it's okay. We take Tylenol when we're in pain, or we take medicines if our body is feeling sick, right? We'll pop an Advil, or we'll pop a Tylenol, or like I have allergies, I have to take Zyrtec, right? So there are things that my body may need that it needs a little assistance in helping it regulate and calm down at certain times. Sometimes I had a bad accident in 2018, my back will get inflamed, and I have to take a Tylenol or put ice or do something or take tons of turmeric to remove the inflammation, because sometimes our physical body needs help in calming down or regulating. Our brain is an organ like any other organ in our body that sometimes needs help, and it may sometimes need a little assistance in balancing out. And so, although sometimes taking a pill can be scary when it feels like it has to do with our brain, it's just that sometimes our brain, it functions, it's an organ like anything, and it may need a little assistance, right? So I think the signal went out, guys, but can they still hear me? Okay, so I would just suggest you give it a try. If you trust the psychiatrist that you're with, then go for it. If you want the one that you want me to recommend to you, it's just a recommendation. You can fill her out. I just know that she is a woman, and she's a Christian psychiatrist, and she's not necessarily into popping pills, but she is. She would want to go the natural way first, but if she needs to prescribe it, she will. So I just wanted to give you that. Hopefully that helps, okay? All right. Derek, I love you. Thank you so much. Kiss the kids and the wife for me. All right. So, yeah, guys, please, because we're here on YouTube, all that therapy stuff is on our counseling center. So would you please go to thebomcounseling.com. I don't know if you guys can put it up. TheBALM, thebomcounseling.com. And then if you go, you'll see where it says, if you guys can see it, Hector's putting it up right now. There you go. All right. So this is our platform, but if you can see it, it'll say get started. Just scroll down a little bit and it'll say get started. And then there's a little simple interest form there. And you don't have to go through ours, but it will just let us know, hey, you were chatting with me on YouTube and you have a psychiatrist you are recommending. So if you would recommend it my way. Now, what I'm not sure is if there's one in the state, but if the psychiatrist has to practice in the state they're in, I don't think they do. Nope, yeah, I don't think they do. So I will send it over, but just put it in there, put in the comments. I found you on YouTube. You have a psychiatrist. Please recommend them, et cetera, and we'll make sure we get you to the right people. Okay. Again, just a recommendation. If you don't like them, that's okay. All right. So psych meds were compatible with my genetics, and that was life changing. Margaret Long, nice. Okay. Is there anything else? We're good. You guys are still hanging in the chat. I can't believe it. You guys are amazing. Oh my God. Hector, do you have to go? Do you have to let me know if you're good?
I live here.
You do live here. Oh my God. You do live here. All right. I want to make sure you're good. Yeah. Thank you, Adriana. You're so welcome. And I pray the peace of God on you. I want you to be peaceful and know that God is with you, honey. Okay. Anything else I need? I'll probably take one or two more questions and then we'll go next Friday, okay? But yeah, you guys listen, we're here to have lunch and we're going into early dinner. And that's okay. So we're gonna I'll do another question right here. Is it love, wisdom, prosperity? How can I help my husband develop passion in life and for the things he's called to? I'm pretty sure he has vision for the future. We've definitely talked about our dreams together. But life keeps going by and it's just a lot of binging TV and not much else. He says stuff a lot and makes a lot of promises, but then just lets it go as if it were never said. How can I help him? Y'all need to go to counseling. Because sometimes there's limitations. He's clearly not hearing you like y'all are talking about it, but there's something blocking him from fulfilling the dream. So is it like we're just talking? Does it sound good? Is he just saying these things so that it will make you feel like he's making strides or steps, or that there's something coming and then really there's nothing really coming? So there needs to be some further conversations of, hey, you know what? I feel that you're doing and you're saying a lot of these things, but there's nothing really manifesting. So what are some steps that we need to take to actually fulfill these dreams and goals? What are you going to do to fulfill these dreams and goals? How can we do it? Sometimes it's going to take somebody challenging them. It's going to take somebody to ignite. Maybe you can ask him, is there something blocking you? It seems like there's nothing going on. Where's our next step? Give them gentle nudges. Hey, maybe we should go to counseling. I'd love to go to counseling. I feel like we need a push. Are you opposed? All right. Are you opposed to going to counseling? It would really be important to me as a spouse. It would really be important to me. Are you opposed that we do some marriage counseling or something that can take us further? I really feel like we need it. And I'm hoping that, you would respect what I feel like we need for us to do, right? So present him with that. And now from there, you're going to know where he stands. Oh, I don't need to go to marriage counseling. I don't need it. That's gonna answer a lot of things about him. Or, yeah, I'm down for that. Okay, well, let's go. Let's set an appointment. All right. How about you call, find one and set an appointment. Give him the challenge. Put the challenge in his court. Find us a counselor that you feel comfortable with, and let's go to counseling. All right. Put the ball in his court to do it. If he does not do it over time, right, then if you feel like giving him the little nudge, say, hey, I got us a therapist. Our appointment is Thursday at 7, right? So we got to go to therapy. You said you were good with it. You never got back to me. So I went ahead and made the appointment. So we need to go, right? And if he finds some excuse not to go there, this is really going to answer a lot of questions for you just off that alone. Okay. You can talk with him. Is there a fear? Are you intimidated of going? Start asking deeper questions. Start challenging your spouse and asking deeper things, and don't assume. right? When you binge TV, again, it's no different than another addiction. You're coping with something. So what is it that he's hiding? What is it that he's trying to cover up and not deal with? You have to always get to the deeper questions and the deeper issue. So let's try there. Life will keep going by, and life will continue to go by, and nothing will get done if you don't start putting the fire and start challenging. Okay, you'll just keep maintaining. So if you want more, you got to push a little harder. Okay. Love, wisdom, prosperity. Thank you so much for your question. Thank you all for your question, and I hope that helps you. I enjoyed spending lunch with you guys so much. Thank you. I know we had a couple of hiccups today, and you guys hung in there. So thank you so much. I love you guys, and I will see you next week, Friday, and I want to know what you're having for lunch. Okay, take care, guys, and we will see you next week.